Alrighty, we should be on the internet.
Sweet. All right, yeah, so kick it off. It's a kind of a little recap of last session. You all were able to finish up your business with Koso after diving a little deeper into Caldoa's mansion. After beating up on a group of Ewoks and torturing a poor Twi'lek, you all were able to clear all trace that you'd been there and escape the compound unnoticed. Where you're getting back to the ship, you found Koso there along with Eason. They let you know that they found out that you were Jedi, but that actually saved your life because he was planning on taking you guys out after the job was completed. But Eason, due to the friendship you guys forged with them, as well as saving his butt a couple times, fought vigorously to keep you all from getting executed by the afterwards, he turned over the ship and let you in on a little bit of intel that he had about the exchange and the deal going down with the Jedi in exchange for a favor from him, or a favor from you guys for him at a later date that he'll decide. Afterwards, he let you know that a group of pirates called the Silver Nova had recently been wiped out by his crew and gave you some of their credentials to be able to infiltrate the scene a little bit unseen or unnoticed. Afterwards, you all were able to make your way to Kessel, arriving just in time to see a demonstration of the younglings and Padawans the exchange had captured, led by the exchange boss on the planet. What is his name again? The exchange. Oh, Kelza Resin. He's the failing exchange boss. So he's the one hosting that a little tournament they set up. You saw they brought in one of the Padawans who was set up to fight in Nexus, a little ferocious kind of jungle cat. The fight was going pretty well for the Jedi, thanks to a little bit of nudges from you guys in the crowd, using some force moves that fortunately you're able to keep from the Sith's notice to give the Jedi a little bit of a fighting chance there. That after Ul had a well-timed, persuasive argument, you were able to end the fight before any damage was done to the Jedi or the cat. Afterwards, too, Ping kind of antagonized the Sith a little bit and worked him up into a bit of a tantrum. The Sith chopped a chair in half and was almost going to fight you guys until he realized that if he fought you, pretty much the whole room was turning against him. And he wouldn't have a chance to actually try to buy the youngling. So he stalked off. The rest of the other buyers, a Mandalorian group led by Cassius, the Cassius clan, and then a group from the Haps sector, kind of all left the room. We had instructions for the silent auction to bid through your droid, and they let you know that there would be some entertainment provided for you guys throughout the night to help you make your decision. So that's actually we'll pick off. So you guys are in the room. Let me put that up there too. You guys got to get a little information about what's going on, and uh, now you're able to kind of plan your next step. Where's that map at? There we go. So what are you guys thinking?
Um, I'm not sure. I remember we had a plan when we left, but I seem to have forgotten it in my notes. That's fun.
So this is the night before essentially, and then tomorrow is the auction.
Exactly. So tonight, basically, they're taking in the silent bids. You could reach out to your little silver protocol droid they assigned to you when you arrived, and give them kind of your average bid and your maximum bid if you wanted to try to purchase them outright. And then tomorrow morning, they'll declare the winner and hand over the product.
Um,
So they think we're someone else. So I don't think we really need to uphold whatever bid we make. How would the credits work? Like, would they expect like payment right away? I'm guessing.
So you'd probably infer that they'd want credits up front, so they'd want kind of in hand versus like an exchange after you take the product.
Okay.
Just kind of look around the group, motioning some pretend pockets out of my garments that are, you know, uh, essentially probably not near as full as would, I would assume we would need for this type of transaction. Yeah, if you guys have any ideas in that regard, or if we're just not going to go in that route, but
We can try to just break in and free them.
I think Ull will definitely display some uneasiness and probably at least, talk to Ren initially about the Sith that we saw, and just tell her about who he is, that he's put a few things together and he's confident that it is, former apprentice of my my master, my former master, I guess.
Okay.
And that, that's, definitely going to strike a personal chord with me.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the Sith, we have the younglings and Padawans.
How many total were there?
5 total, 2
5.
Padawans and 3 younglings.
Okay.
So Ping was gonna actually suggest that the Sith could be allies, in that I'm sure they are very uncomfortable with what's going on here. One reason I kind of wanted to agitate him a little bit.
You're saying because looking at it from a standpoint of enslaving Force users?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these are Padawans, but there's nothing to say that they couldn't enslave someone from, a Sith just as easily as they could a Jedi.
Do we know, we know of this Force suppression equipment or something. Do we know if that's been implemented at all here?
You definitely, you know that the exchange has started making use of it through their operations on Merc. I'm not sure that you haven't seen anything to indicate that it is here, but definitely know that they're starting to kind of produce it and send it out across their networks.
Okay. I mean, that could definitely be. It could be here, especially. I mean, yes, they're younglings and Padawans, but they still have some abilities in the Force, and if you want to control that, then likely that's here. And
Yeah.
Begrudgingly, reluctantly, Ping, I would nod to your suggestion and say that with that knowledge, that could also strengthen whatever partnership or whatever we potentially consider.
And Noru is out today, so I will bring up his insight that he got at the end of the last session too. So with you guys saw the Sith kind of listening to the exchange boss going over how they kind of tamed or trained the Jedi younglings, you could feel that like Noru felt the Sith's anger kind of ebb and kind of increase each time they mentioned the kind of the regiment they put those younglings through. So
Yeah, I remember that.
he's getting a little pissed about it.
Okay. Ping, little bits of logical side of me will be on board with your initial thoughts here, but there's a much larger majority of me that's against it, given they are the Sith. I think Ren would know that quite well. That it's definitely probably a still healing wound.
And Ping would just nod and just say, I understand. They're just flags. You say Sith, Jedi. Neither of them exist, so neither of them matter. It's all about survival.
I'll kind of turn to Ren, just look for any inputs from her.
Ren just sort of shrugs and says, "I'd I'd rather not work with Sith, but maybe if we think we can try and pull a fast one on them, it might be worth it. But I don't know."
Step step one is getting a hold of rescuing these children. What from there, Ping?
Ping would just kind of rub his chin and say, well, first, we need a meeting with the Sith. And then as we're walking out, I assume at this point we're kind of walking, we walking back to our rooms or?
So they did assign you guys some rooms when you arrived, just as for your stay there, kind of complimentary as being one of the buyers. They also, the droid would mention that is their cantina that they're definitely they have a tab open for the buyers, complimentary. The exchange wants you to enjoy your time here, and hopefully they open your wallet a little deeper.
Yeah, so then Ping would just continue on. He goes, I have a feeling that all we have to go to is the cantina and the Sith will find us.
All right, so you guys heading to the cantina, or
Yeah, I think that works.
Yeah.
perfect. So you guys see as you head down the area with Kessel, this is pretty much the only major settlement that's above ground. Most of the others are mining settlements or the actual Republic prison that got taken over. So you see it's pretty densely habitated, but definitely with kind of a weird assortment of people. You see mixtures of hut soldiers, kind of down there. They pick up smuggling runs. You see different representatives of just different criminal factions that are on board. And then you see some of the exchanges on mercs kind of walking through the hallways. And then just a number of just kind of outlaws and ruffians who just kind of make this their home. You do make your way to the cantina, and it's pretty garishly lit. You see a lot of blue and purple lights throughout the area. A number of different beings drinking, smoking, just kind of enjoying themselves there. And once you walk in, the protocol droid that's been assigned to you guys says, "Yes, this way, masters. We've uh, had a tab open just for you. The drinks are on resin. He said to enjoy yourself and make sure to put in an acceptable bid. He wants to make sure that the Jedi's true value is being reflected in this exchange. So the bartenders know your names. Just provide that to them, and they will give you anything that you like within reason." And you see how the bar looks pretty densely packed, but if you're looking for somebody in particular, you guys can give me a perception roll.
Yeah, I'll glance around to see our friends.
Yeah, this isn't Ping's strong suit, but he'd be paying attention.
Eyes peeled. Haven't gotten the
Right.
sauce yet, so.
All right. So Ull's on top of it today. He's kind of got the force out and is looking around the area to see what he sees. You do notice kind of a number of different beings around, but the ones that stand out, you see the lady from Haps and her droid sitting near the back of the establishment, kind of almost. She looks like she's almost scoping everything out too. You see her kind of nursing a drink, but not really going too hard. You see the Mandalorians on the other side of the room. They look to be having a good time. They're drinking, almost looks like they're getting their full fill of the free open bar that they've been provided. And then you see in kind of the far back the Sith, and he's drinking a little bit, but you can almost feels like the anger just kind of wafting off of him. And he's almost like it almost feels like he's feeding it through the force, just almost empowering himself as if he's preparing for something.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, you said you wanted a meeting.
Yeah. So Ping will go and sit down at the table with the Sith.
Wow.
Alright, so as you walk up, the Sith kind of looks up and just pulls back his hood and glares at you. And it says, "You really have no wish to live, do you? Uh, I, if we were anywhere else, your body would be on the floor by now. Go now while I still have some restraint."
Uh, so Ping is gonna do something really stupid, and I'm gonna. Is there anything like at the table near me, like maybe some silverware or a cup or something?
Oh, definitely. So there's you see, his apprentice is sitting next to him. He has an empty cup, and there's definitely some silverware there around the table as well.
So I'm gonna maybe grab a piece of silverware, and I'm gonna try to kind of shield it with my body so people in the cantina can't see it. And then I'm going to use the force to make it float in front of me in just like a nice casual way, just so he knows what happened. I want to try to make it so other people don't see it.
All right, give me a deception check.
Okay. There's a good chance we're all gonna die.
Ooh, it's a magic trick. Just kidding.
All right,
Oh no!
so let me see.
Oh, I have really good deception.
All right. All right, so yeah, you're able to Ping is fairly confident that nobody noticed, even though he was a little sloppy with the other force use. But you do see the Sith looks a little bit of kind of intrigued. His anger kind of dulls a bit, and he looks back at you, Ping. It looks like almost like he's focusing for a second, and then kind of looks at all three of you, almost through new eyes. Uh, it- Actually, you guys, roll me insight too as he's doing that, if you like.
Oh, because he 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 assumes that we're the Novas. We think he would assume that, right?
Exactly, because you guys have the Nova gear on, and all of that.
Man,
All right.
well, I
So
got a good
Pig's on
insight
the
roll.
ball today. He kind of redeemed himself from the deception. So Pig, you can feel him gathering the force within him. You see, it looks like he's almost like he's using the sense force ability. And as he cast it on himself, he looked at you guys, trying to determine what your alignment is within the force, as well as if you're actually force users. And then you see him give a nod, and a little smile creeps up. Uh, so we got a pair of Jedi, a Jedi, a Mandalorian, and unfortunately, sir, I don't know what you are. Looking at Pinger, or is a little conflicted in the Force.
Um,
And he's
so actually, my class, he actually has to make a roll to see if he can even tell that I'm force sensitive.
oh,
Because it doesn't
nice. All right,
matter. Obviously, he knows that like I can use the force.
that's yeah.
Um,
He'll kind of keep the same. He's like, I can't get a read on you, but you have some type of Force within you. Uh, he looks at Ul, a little smile plays out. Uh, I owe Kyoto 20 credits. I thought the Revan's forces did you in, Ul. Where have you been hiding out the last few years?
That's it. 20 credits.
He smiles and says, "You made your choice. You lost your worth when you didn't follow our master."
Yeah, and you certainly had a good part to bringing him over there, didn't you?
He laughs and takes another sip of his drink. You know I cannot manipulate our master. Uh, Even though I fell before him, he always knew the true power of the dark side and recognized that Revan's path was the correct one. And now that Vesanon leads us, he follows him as well. But it is good to see you still alive. I feared you'd fallen neither to the Revan's forces, the Mandos, or those that hunt us now. But what brings you here? The Jedi Order is extinct. There's little you could do with these younglings.
Well, they are
And sorry, go on.
a little, probably a better off in our hands at least, in the interim, than the other potential purchasers. And I'd gather that you would potentially agree with that.
Uh, his smile falters a bit and says, a little bit of anger coming back. It'd be better than your hands than those infidels, uh, feeling they can manipulate the force as they've done. But you have nowhere to bring them. Those who hunt us will find you eventually, and you have no army and no resources. With me and Vesanon, we could at least provide them some security and some uh, form of resistance.
Do we know that name he's saying, Vesanon?
Definitely. So Darth Vesanon controls what's kind of the meager remains of Darth Revan's army, or kind of the old Sith Empire.
Okay.
So it's kind of been broken down, and you guys actually give me a lore check on that too.
-1.
Woo! It's 2 nat 1s in a row. Let's go.
Nice.
Getting
So
them all out.
Ul and Ping, you guys would definitely be familiar with this.
Yeah,
So
roll.
Darth Vesanon, he took over after Malik died, Revan's hands, but his territory has been slowly shrinking. One of the things you guys would know, and it makes sense with Ul, you had how much you've probably been focusing on the Sith, is even without the Jedi combating them, even without kind of other Force users to kind of fighting them in the war, the Republic directly going after them, Vesanon's empire seems to be shrinking. His Force users are dying off at a pretty rapid rate, and a lot of his other just regular soldiers are deserting. The Republic thinks it's infighting between the Sith, but nobody's really been able to find out what's actually going on.
So at the kind of the suggestion that he could provide security in the conversation there, Ping would just kind of laugh and go, Jedi, Sith, keep calling yourself that. And by the end of the day, we're going to all call each other slaves. Just say, Force users are being hunted.
You see, he nods and says, "There is some truth to that. Uh, those who hunt us are merciless. Uh, it has been hard out here for Force users, but we have the resources. I don't know who is backing you or what resources you could bring to the table, but we could take care of these younglings and make sure the exchange is paid for what they've done."
For how long? It it seems that you and Vesanon are not without problems of their own. How long can you all last before you eventually dissipate yourselves? And you keep mentioning those that hunt us. Are you aware of ways that they have to hunt us?
You see a bit of fear kind of cross his eyes. It says, Of course, you don't know who it is. We have not been able to find direct evidence of what they are, but we're pretty sure that they're responsible for killing the rest of the council, or the Jedi Council, on Kifu. Uh, those who hunt us, we believe they are. We know they are of the dark side, but they are not like regular Sith. They have not seeked to assert dominance or seek to rule us. They have just come after us relentlessly. We believe they can feel us through the force when we kind of call upon our abilities, but that is all that we've actually uncovered. They're more like shadows than anything, slipping in and out whenever they please. Whenever they find a target, they feel worthy of their own hunt.
Definitely ponder that. And what about what do you know, Ardo? What do you know about what's going on over on Merc?
You see his little bit of confusion across his face. I've never heard of the planet system. Is there some
That's the one where the exchange is at, right?
exactly? That's,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
their
All
kind
right.
of experimental base. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I had come across that planet system. What do you know?
I'm just kind of I kind of just sit there and not immediately reply and maybe see if Ping has anything to offer at this point, as I feel like I maybe maybe found some strings to pull.
Yeah, so Ping would just kind of put his hand on the table and start kind of thumbing his fingers. Just say, we really don't have time to explain all the things you don't know.
Youch.
And then he just kind of sighs and he goes, but you really want to know who hunts us? You should first look at the exchange.
He nods and says, "We're aware of the exchange bounty. They will pay eventually, but their threat is meager. Uh, for those who are experienced in the Force," he kind of says it with a little bit of condescension as he looks at you, Ping. The exchange is of no threat. They will pay eventually for their impudence, but for now, we're focusing on the true threat. Those who
Ping,
sit in the darkness.
Ping just leans back and he chuckles and he goes, you're right, I'm just a humble hermit. I know nothing of the Force, but I will tell you that when you fight the exchange and the Force disappears, then you will regret those words. You see, they have found a weapon that can be used against us.
I'm gonna chime in right there with a little bit, definitely some very dry sarcasm, and say, I guess on the bright side, uh, when they take the force from you, those that hunt us won't be able to, right?
All right, give me a persuasion check. You guys can either give one of you two advantage, or you both can roll your choice.
It's something I'm really good at.
Yeah, I'm all right, but I think Ping probably has a little give an edge to him. So yeah, Ping, I'll let you. I'll put my hand up. I'll kind of, as I say this, I'm gonna put my hand up on Ping's shoulder as I lean in and give my little snide remark. So if I can give him guidance on that,
Oh, definitely.
I'm pretty sure I have guidance.
It's 23 and I'll roll guidance. 25.
Nice. 25.
Solid. You see, he was when you mentioned taking away the force. You see, he's about to. He was ready to kind of lean in and sneer that was impossible. But as Ul jumps in, it just kind of the complete sincerity that you both said it in. You see him lean back. It just like anger dropped. His little air of condescension dropped. A little bit of fear kind of leaks into him. He kind of shakes his head, and says, "That shouldn't be possible. The force is everywhere. They cannot take it away."
How would you think that they've got a group of younglings and Padawans? You know, you know how powerful the Force is, even for those with inexperience. You don't just throw shackles on them and they don't do anything. There's something here. Something going on.
Then Ping will lean forward and kind of add on to that. You see, you don't break a Jedi through pain. You break a Jedi by taking the one thing they take comfort in, Force. And when they lose that, that's when they break.
You see him kind of nod at both your statements. He kind of looks down. It kind of almost you see him. If you pay attention, you can see his hand kind of on the hilt of his lightsaber, almost like a little nervous reaction to his little bit of fear that kind of came across his face. He looks back up to you guys and says, "All right. So we both agree the exchange, keeping these Jedi is unacceptable. The Mandalorians, he kind of gives a glare at Ren as he speaks, would be worse than a travesty. Uh, and I have no idea why the woman from Haps is here, but best to keep her out of this as well. So I say we pool our efforts, we free them, and then we can decide to go with it from where. I decide to do what to do with them afterwards once they are free from the exchange. I assume you all had a plan, is partly why you approached me.
And I'll just look over to Ool at this point to see kind of what he's thinking.
Yeah, he's frustrated that this collaboration is potentially going forward, but at the same time, uh, there's a tinge of gladness that the Sith is kind of seeing is on board with what we're thinking as well. Yeah, he's not really. I'm not really going to have anything to offer otherwise, though. Trying to hold back so I don't. Yeah, so my tongue doesn't do any damage for this working relationship, if you will.
So you see, he kind of looks and says, "This is my apprentice, Kalo. Uh, our initial plan was to once night fell and hopefully the exchange was not paying as much attention, we were just going to break in, steal the Jedi, kill a field exchange, and then make our way back to the fleet. Seemed elegant in its simplicity, uh, but we are more than willing to hear your plan as well."
Ping just kind of nods. Murder hobo, like it.
He shrugs and says, "These fools need to know the power of the Force, and Kello and I would be more than willing to show them." But then he kind of looks at Ul and smiles. I've heard stories from Kyoto about your abilities. It'd be wonderful to see them on the battlefield. He has most missed your presence. Maybe you can join us as well after we free the younglings.
I'd be happy to show you a thing or two.
You see him smile. Says, the prodigal apprentice. Uh, I'd hate to hurt Kyoto. He's very convinced that you will eventually see the error of your ways, but we have a job to do.
At that, Ping would just kind of agree and kind of get up and maybe if we need to hash out details or when or where or whatever, but then walk away.
Perfect. So he says, so if you're going with my plan, we were thinking midnight. We'll meet. We can even meet back here. Unless there's anything you all need to do beforehand. A few sabers, a few strokes of our blade, a little bit of force to manipulate. We should be able to get what we want and get those younglings to safely.
Have you what surveillance have you done yourself? What you seem quite quite confident about this task. What are we up against here?
You see, face falters a little bit. It's just, I surveyed when I was in the arena. See that they've got some beasts down there that can manipulate, whether to land or till. But overall, I'm unworried. Unlike some, I've got a true command of the Force. And unless they've got whatever their Force nullifying device here with them, we should be able to easily cut through their ranks and burn down their camp. And well, welcome Noro too. So I give you a catch up a little bit.
Woo.
They the party decided to see if they could join forces with the Sith. It's gone better than expected so far, especially with Pink just sitting right down at the table. They
Yeah, I did
currently
not expect for that one to work.
uh, interesting play, but the force use helped a little bit. And then so they've been discussing it out. It looks like they're going to the current plan. I think they're going with is the Sith's plan, which is just kind of run in lightsabers blazing and see if they can cut the Jedi free.
I was on push to talk. Good, because I've been eating. Sorry about that.
No worries.
You're fine.
I mean, if we want to hack and slash our way through, I can't vouch for how much I'll do, but I'll contribute.
I was gonna say I can't do much hacking nor slashing, but
Shooting also works.
All right.
I don't have
So
anything
once
to do
we're like,
beforehand.
yeah, so once we're away from kind of the group, thing just kind of once again kind of does that. Whenever you can tell he's gonna say something that's probably a bad idea, rubs his chin, and he goes, "Now, do we betray the Sith, or do we fight with them?"
Well, I'm just missing context, but did they come to us, or did we come to
No.
them?
I went to them.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
He
Okay.
I think we did a good job at potentially getting Ardo to basically come up with the idea of working together. So I don't think that it wasn't necessary. We didn't walk over and say, "Hey, we want to collab on this album." It was, Ping was just over, pushing out his chest and stuff, and
You inceptioned him.
yeah, we
God of actually.
reverse psychology shit. So, yeah, you could say potentially that it was kind of his idea, but
Is that the 23 roll in persuasion?
yeah.
Yep, or 25 with guidance.
Yeah, that would be that.
Yeah.
So,
Dang.
I think that we have no idea what we're up against. We have inklings of the potential of what we're up against. We're gonna have to go.
Know who we are?
Does what?
Do the Sith know who we are? Or are we still the pirate gang?
No, nope. It's cat's out of the bag in that regard.
Okay.
Well,
so
he still thinks we're the pirate gang, but he knows that we're all Force sensitive.
Okay,
No,
so
he knows who I am.
He knows. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
you're
yeah.
right. Okay, yep.
All right. So
Everyone
Jedi,
else,
Sith
doesn't know.
join together to do battle against slavers. Is that the current
Sparks notes,
narrative?
yes.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yep.
Okay. If we want to betray them, I mean, I as long as we just like mitigate the, I don't want to get in too deep with the Sith. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's my only concern or
Well-
we leave ourselves vulnerable.
I have two ideas. One is we can just go along with the Sith plan. Two is we tell the exchange that the Sith is going to break out younglings and that they're meeting at the cantina at midnight, and then we go break out the younglings.
Mm,
We could create like some kind of big distraction, and then I don't know if anybody else is stealthy, but in the midst of the distraction, I can work on. I have a security kit. No, I do not have a security kit. I have a security kit. I have a security kit, and I can try to sneakily, sneakily. It's a word. Shh. My girlfriend's saying that sneakily is not a word, which it obviously is. Um,
I definitely have concerns that we can kind of handle this on our own. I think
yeah.
against my better judgment, I'd rather deal with the Sith after the fact than try and do this breakout on our own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I'd agree with that.
thinking is if they think the Sith are going to betray him and they meet him at the cantina, hopefully a lot of the security forces will go that direction. But that's a big if.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible.
And it takes all of 2 seconds for that conversation to flip on us.
Right. Why do you know these things? Why are you you have all this information? Well, where did you get it? Who was your sources?
Yeah. Yep.
I said
Now,
we go through the plan and then try to turn it on them once we actually get the
What once we actually get the younglings,
yeah.
what are we gonna do then? Are we then going to haha? It is I who betrays you, or are we going to just are we just gonna go along with it? Because I don't know.
the Sith are 100% going to betray us.
Yeah.
We should
yeah.
expect
I
that.
figure it's probably fair to be like, yeah,
An honorable Sith is an oxymoron.
yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna BRB for him a bit. I'm gonna get a bowl of stew.
Now, we could go and try to talk to either the Mandalorians or the Haps and see if this gets more
Just get
interesting.
everyone in on it.
I'm just saying.
Everyone meet up at midnight, and then we just don't show. That's all them.
We could save all of us a lot of money. The Haps can fund our war machine and just take down the exchange. There we go.
All right. So, what is the general consensus? What's the next step? So, you guys have left the Sith. If you're still in the bar, you do see the Mandos are still there. One of the guys, he's drinking pretty heavily. Definitely having some fun. The kind of his guy next to him looks to be a little bit more. He's still drinking a little bit, but looks like he's a little bit more alert. Kind of the little aide that was with him before. And then the lady from Haps is still there. And you actually know she's still kind of nursing that first drink she had when she first arrived.
Oh, what are you guys thinking?
I don't want to get too many cooks in the kitchen here on this. I think
Okay.
we've got a decent decent plan, I guess, if you can call it that, and leave everyone else in the dark.
So
All
to recap, what is the plan? Just so that
Again, too, Ardo, the Sith. So essentially, he had mentioned to us. This is actually really his plan is to break in and to get the younglings and Padawans out. So
Yeah.
just kind of
So
tag
it's
along.
we're gonna meet up at midnight, and then we're gonna go essentially just fight our way through, kill everything, get the younglings, and leave. That's the Sith's plan, and we kind of was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, and then we were going to talk out what would happen afterwards.
Mhm.
But
We're gonna
obviously,
discuss it.
yeah.
I mean, if we're going to just scorched earth this, that's certainly one way you can go about it.
There,
I'm still disguised as the captain, right?
I think
Or not
Ping
the
was the
captain.
captain, but you
He was the
definitely
captain.
Yeah.
I was a crewman, I think it was.
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So he did, I forgot to mention this too. So he did cast Sense Force, where you guys, after Ping did his little display with the spoon, he was able to get a little bit of a read on you guys' Force auras as well. To kind of tell that we found out who Wool was, and that you guys may have been former Jedi.
There is we have not a common goal or but there's extra parts to this puzzle now with the Sith. We have provided some information that Ardo has definitely shown concern about, and I would say that he has shared some information with us that potentially we would also be concerned about. There is potential for an extended collaboration here, and I think that will help us with our negotiations for the children, if when we're able to get them out.
And on top of that, what is affecting us isn't just affecting them; it's affecting all Force users. So it may be worthwhile for them actually to collaborate with us,
Right.
because if they're being hunted and we're being hunted, well, hey, I want to stab you as much as you want to stab me, but I don't want to be stabbed.
Couldn't have
Yeah.
put it better.
And they did a good job of scaring the Sith too when they mentioned up the Force, kind of however the exchange is found to just completely mitigate the Force in an area.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing, I don't know if we were successful at, or not, we'll find out in the future, I guess, but we did try to point them at the exchange. So theoretically, the Sith, if they were to attack the exchange in the future, that could be beneficial to us too.
Yeah, and he was already. I mean, he already potentially he's underestimated them. I think I was trying to pull that out of him in regards to surveillance of what he's going into, and then with what we mentioned, there is potential for underestimating what they're capable of. So,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah,
but still, no, that Ping's point is also still valid. That sending them at them as well helps.
All right, so we're just gonna go along with the Sith then, and I guess we'll take our time if we need to do anything, and then meet back up at midnight.
Yeah, is that what? Yeah, did
sounds
Ardo give specifics?
Yeah, he said to kind of meet back up at midnight, and
Okay.
gave you a kind of an area or a spot to meet that's a little outside the kind of well-beaten paths.
Okay.
All right. So anything you guys want to do before you meet back up with them?
Looks like I'm out of some med packs, so maybe find some supplies.
There's definitely some stores scattered around. You see, this is a pretty lawless region, and actually, pretty much nobody's control. The Exchange doesn't control Kessel, the Hutts don't, the Republic doesn't even anymore. So it's definitely a pretty lawless region. You can find pretty much anything from spice to weapons to med packs.
Got any of those stimutacks?
Uh, they definitely do have some stimulants. Let me pull that up real quick. Uh,
I've just remembered that I have a random canister of slime.
That's true. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I've just created a branch in my character story that I, potentially go down the road of drug addiction.
Woo!
You don't need to write a backstory, kids. Just come to the game and see what happens.
That's
Try a bit of
That's the only
drugs.
way to do it.
one method of
That's true.
coping,
That's
I
true.
guess.
So they've got some of the they've got all types of spices because it's mined on Kessel. It's super easy to get a hold of, even the good stuff if you want to pay for it. For the consumables, they've got some of the standard ones. So they've got some of the adrenaline stimulations, some ones that can boost your constitution, even ones that can make you a little smarter or faster, depending on what Ull's looking for.
Probably some adrenals. Let's see, let's see, where's my character sheet? I don't think I'm on the edge of anything. Yeah, I'm all even numbers all the way around, so some stamina adrenals. I think I'll look around. Those award current and maximum hit points increased by 10. That could be useful.
Sweet.
So I'll look for
Yeah.
those, and then just some med packs as well.
Perfect. You gotta ask around. They all point you to a little shady looking Devorian, and he walks up. He says, "So you want to buy some stim packs?" He gives you a little cheeky smile. And says, "We've got all those. We got spice. Anything you need, we can set you up." Uh, he looks and says, "How much would that be?" He says, "Stim packs usually go for about 500 credits, but we can lower the high if you can make us a good deal, or if you want to buy a few for your friends too."
Assuming everyone is with me, I'll just kind of see if anyone is needing anything.
I mean, I don't know what kind of drugs I would buy. I didn't wake up this morning being like, I wonder what drugs I need.
Oh, okay. The
Um,
stims actually. Sorry, the stims do increase by 2, so that's actually very nice. So you could get a boost to one of your ability scores by 2 for 1 hour. It's actually pretty substantial as well.
Yeah, the stems and the spice have some pretty good effects with them, depending on what you go for.
What are they? You said they're
Enhanced
stims?
items, the stims. Yeah, stims are all basically they're ability based. So like charisma stim just gives 2 to your charisma
Yeah,
score.
the spice
okay.
is under adventuring gear, and then it has
Okay.
a little spice section if you're looking for spice too. Uh, and for the stems, he's got all like the standard quality stems.
Yeah, I'll take a charisma stem. How much does that cost?
So 500 a pop.
Ooh. Oof. Um, it is really good though. Can I push my charisma over 20?
Oh, with that, it's a temporary boost, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll use it today, but I'm gonna buy one just to have it.
yeah.
Any others? Anybody getting anything else?
No,
don't
thank
think
you.
I've-
No needles, no powder.
I don't think I don't think I have the credits. If I'm being honest.
All right, so I'll turn to the Deveronian and say, well, we've got 2 interested buyers. What can you do for us? Does he have med packs as well?
He'll have the med packs too, and
Okay.
he'll just charge a base rate for those. Give me a persuasion check.
I'll just give a pat on Ping's shoulder.
Yeah, so Ping will just kind of chime in and start kind of looking at it and going, "Oh man, I think I've seen better, but I guess it'll work in a pinch." And then he'll say, "Tell you what, for both, I'll give you 750."
All right. See how the dice play out.
All right. You said persuasion?
Mhm.
Oh,
And 20?
oh,
Nice. All right, so you see him. He goes, 750's fair. You take him. You tell your friends about me. Send them my way. We got spice stems. We'll make sure they have a fun time while they're on Kessel.
Ping would just kind of chuckle and say, "Oh yeah, definitely going to be a good time."
So he gives you the two syringes full of stimulants, and then how many med packs you buying, Ool?
I'll buy. How much are they?
How much are
Are
med
those like? Are
packs?
they like 300?
I thought 250 or 300. I think.
I think that's right.
Sorcerer's Adrenal.
So med pack, yep, 300.
I think. Yeah. Oh, I don't think I can. I'll just get one.
All right, so he heads over the med packs. A smart idea. I've seen people OD on this stuff before. Have a med pack handy, so definitely a word for the wise.
And that goes half of my monies.
Yeah. So what it was, 375 each of us for that, for the stems there.
Yeah.
You guys, bro, did you guys? Oh, did you guys put the other stuff in the community pot?
Probably.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Sorcerers. I don't know how to spell. Sorcerer's Adrenal.
Yeah. So I got 495 credits left on my person. I think that sounds about right.
Action.
I'm not sure what we got in the group pot.
Okay. I think, yeah, I'm good.
All right, sweet. So you guys are able to kind of relax, get a little bit of rest in. Was the hours tick by? Then it sounds like you'll head to meet the Sith. As you guys approach, you do see the Sith and his apprentice. The Sith looks a little impatient, Ardo, as you approach, and it goes, cutting it to the wire, guys. I'd hoped you showed a bit of professionalism. Uh, well, are you good to proceed?
Ardo, Jedi is never late. They arrive precisely at the exact time.
You see him roll his golden eyes and just says, "Whatever you say, Wool. Let us get to business. I've tolerated the exchange for far too long here." You see him kind of grab his saber. It says, "Are we going in loud and hot?"
And Ping just kind of motions him forward.
Right, so you see him. Well, fine. You see him nod to his apprentice, and his apprentice sticks next to you guys. He starts to proceed closer to the exchange facility. You got to get so basically, as you guys get out of the more communal areas, into kind of where closer to where they had the demonstration. You do see kind of a pair of guards up front in the area, looks kind of guarding the doors you went through before, as well as a couple of locked doors on either side of them as well. And you see Ardo kind of thumbing his blade, getting ready to ignite it. It says, "I'm surprised. Usually you Jedi like to sneak about. It's good to see you have a bit of fight in you. Are you ready for
So,
this?"
so Ping just kind of goes, "Well, hold on now," and then as we approach the guards, I'm going to try to use. We're going to try something here. I forgot what it's called. Sorry, hold on a sec.
For the record, I like to sneak about.
I'd prefer it, but I figure I'm not gonna question it if we also got Sith, behind us here.
It's true. So I'm
I'll go
going to
along with whatever they
try.
want. Come on.
So I'm going to try Coerce Mind, and I will use it on both of them.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell them just take us to the younglings.
Alright, that's a whiz save, right?
Wisdom save, DC 16 is my universal for my wisdom save.
Alright, so the one on the left, you see him kind of say, yeah, we'll take you to the younglings. The other guy goes, why would we take you to the younglings? Who are you?
And then I'll
Here's
just
the other guy.
lean
Come on.
over to. I'll lean over to Ardo and I'll say, kill that one. He doesn't want to cooperate.
Oh my god.
You see Ardo kind of he nods just gladly. And you see he doesn't like, activate his blade, but he lifts up his hand and makes a choking motion. Let's see if this poor thug can resist it. No, he cannot. You see him make the choking motion. Uh, oh yeah. So you see him lift this guy up by the force. The guy kind of scratches at his neck, trying to relieve the pressure that he can feel, but can't grasp. Then all of a sudden, you just hear the neck snap, and then Ardo shrugs and says, "Well, let us be about the business then." And he kind of looks at Pig and says, uh, "Nicely done on the manipulation, even though it was only a half-assed effort."
And so the group would notice that as this is going on, Ping doesn't even flinch at this guy just getting his neck snapped. Just FYI.
Just like, oh, that was a bit gruesome.
Friend
No?
definitely
Okay.
does.
All right.
Yeah. And so Ping just kind of shrugs it off. He goes, I think I'm a little bit rusty. I haven't tried that in a while. Well, let's get about it.
The guy that pink horsed, he's just kind of staring there like slack-eyed, little zombie expression. And he goes, "Well, I'll lead you to the younglings." And then you see him open a door to the left and kind of lead you guys through a little bit of a tunnel. You go through a couple other doors. Don't see any other exchange guards. But then you get to a door that looks pretty reinforced. It looks pretty heavy metal. And he goes, "The younglings are up behind here. I don't have the credentials to open the door for you."
Could I do a check to see if I could get through it with my security kit?
Definitely. Give me an investigation check, or you can just go right into a security kit check if you like. If you don't want to investigate it first.
Hey.
Dang.
Nice.
Sweet. So this is a pretty heavy door, but Noro is able to pop it open, and you are able to see into the facility. Let me get this running.
Ardo's
Uh,
apprentice or whatever is with him, right? Kalo?
yep, he's with him. So he's kind of bringing up the back of the group, where Ardo's a little bit more out front. There we go. So you guys see a facility, and if I can find where it's actually there, it is at my maps. So as the door pops open, you see a number of droids, as well as a big rhinoceros-looking creature with a large horn. I forgot who made the nature check with Talanda Till, but you guys would recognize this as a Talanda Till. It kind of looks like a large hut mixed with a rhinoceros. And he looks up and kind of looks at you all and says, "You fools are not supposed to be here. Droids, apprehend them." Everybody place yourselves on the map and let's roll some initiative.
Where are we at the south door?
Yeah, so you guys are up this door. Yep.
Sweet.
And let me throw the Sith down since he's on your guys' team.
Have we had full rests and all that? Are we
Yeah, you had a full
Oh,
rest
yeah.
on your way to the planet.
Just
okay?
noticed.
So on the way to the planet. Okay, so I
Oh,
still used.
nice.
Dang, boy.
I'll take that.
Would be my initiative.
Yeah, so you guys, so as you approach, you see, actually, everybody give me a perception check too.
Man, I'm hitting the nat ones. That's my third.
Rough go of it, man.
Yeah.
It's okay. I got eyes for days.
Damn it, my helmet's on backwards. Hold on, guys.
Oh shit, I forgot to put the thingy down. Damn. All right, hold on, let me get that up, and I'll have to put everybody in the order.
Oh, it looks.
All right, so hold on, I'll get that up, but let me do the perception piece first. So you guys, as you look on, if my thing will switch, there we go. So now my screen froze up on me. What were the perception rolls? It's loading super slow.
I got a crit. First time I've ever done that on initiation, I think. I got 21 for ping. Naro has 17. Uul 17. Ren 13. The Sith novice got a 3. Ardo got an 11. Oldic got a 10.
Perfect. There we go. So my screen's loaded again. So Noru, for the perception, I think it may just be you. Yeah. So Noru, you look. You see the Talanda Till. And he's got something a little interesting, kind of crawling around his skin. You see a little bit of a lizard. Just kind of like a little less than a foot long. Doesn't look like
Gosh.
ferocious or anything on that, but you do see that it's just kind of wandering around him. But one of the things that kind of intrigues you the most, and actually pretty much everybody would be able to pick this up, is that you're not able to sense either him, the Talandatil, or the younglings through the forest. You just kind of feel a little bit of a void as you reach out with your senses.
My Star Wars nerd senses are tingling.
Let me get these guys, and you guys just roll initiative, and I'll go through and correct everybody once you're in the order. And let me get
Tegan, you
the
can
rest of them.
select everybody and then right click, and I think you could add everyone all at once. And then
I believe.
Oh, really? I can
Yeah.
add everybody all at once?
so like, I mean, we'll have to edit it, but it just either way, I'm just saying like you could select all the tokens and then right click, and I think you can add turn and then
I'll
all
take that initiative if you want me to.
pop on there.
Oh,
Whatever,
sweet. I didn't know you could do that.
Oh,
Nice.
you got the computer and door on there though.
Okay. Go through, clean it up a bit, but yeah.
Unless that's
No.
intentional.
Yeah.
Door. Door uses sneak attack.
The machines.
Their pseudopods come out and grab us.
Alright.
Civic door.
Yeah, I just did a whole dungeon that was just filled with different sized mimics for my players. They hated it.
Why? Why?
It was like a running joke that, like every once in a while they'd be like, "Oh, wait, let's check if this chest is a mimic," and I like never did it, and so, all the chests that were supposed to be mimics, I sort of just grouped all up,
Just everything.
threw them in a sewer.
That'll teach them.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember
Now
I was
they check
running like an
everything.
Adventure League where somebody used like a flesh mimic, where it was just like it looked like a normal guy, and then you got close to him, and then he was just like he was like not a guy. He was like a big guy with teeth.
There was one like room in there that was just one big mimic.
The
And
room
that
itself was a mimic.
Yeah.
You walk into the room, it sets behind you, you die.
Well, yeah, like the rug was like all fleshy, and they're like, "What's that?" And then like eyes just sort of popped up, and they're like, "Oh,
Don't
uh-oh."
go through that door.
Perfect. I think that's everybody. All right, let's get you there. So you see this land until some of their kind of exchange robots keeping guard. The younglings in the cage. You see the one that fought earlier. They're standing up. They look a little still drugged out of it, but they are watching you kind of curiously with the younglings behind their force field. And then Ping, you are up.
So Ping doesn't even know what to do because he never goes first. So I'm going to actually I'll twin power. I guess. Sorry. So I'll do it on this guy and this droid over here,
All
and
right,
I will try a force shunt.
perfect. What
So
stat
they
is
have
that?
to make a strength saving throw, I do believe. Let's make a yep, and it's a DC 16. So one saves and the other is prone and takes 2 damage.
Sweet. So you knock the one on the left down. You see him kind of the droid crumple to the ground and looks confused as it's struggling against your force.
Is that the? Oh, that's the one with the skull on it.
Yep, exactly.
Okie dokie.
Nice. So then I'm gonna run over in the corner here, and I'll just be like, "Yep, go get him, guys."
Ooh, you're up.
Noru would be ahead of me because it looks like he has 18 in Dex.
Oh, sweet.
How,
Yeah.
how how would you guys want to go about doing this? I'm thinking about just rushing the one that's down with my dagger and just
Go
stab
for it.
stab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to rush up to this droid and I'm going to be taking my attack with my vibro dagger.
All right. So he's prone, so you got advantage. Nice.
I, I,
That'll still hit.
I don't know how that hits, but okay. uh, okay. Okay, so 5 damage, and then I'm going to use one of my um, my force empowerment
Mhm.
skills, and I'm going to use deflection. So
Okay. Sweet.
my
Sweet.
AC is it's 4 to my AC for the next turn. And for my bonus action, I'm going to um, attune myself with my blaster, my holdout pistol, so that way I can use it with proficiency.
Perfect. Yeah, you cut into the droid. It's still standing, but you do see some sparks popping off of it. All right. Ooh, you are up now.
Alrighty. I'm gonna rush over to the right side. Looks like I just get to that guy.
All right.
And where's that guy at? Square
Which guy?
wise, right in front of me.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, he should be in the square.
Okay. These are droids, you said?
Yep, the droids.
Do I want to? What level are we? Still 4? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm
Probably
gonna
do the
bonus
math.
action. Isilamiri.
All right.
Enter my stance and. Yeah, I think actually I'll just focus on one guy at a time, and do Silamiri on, and yeah, attack with the good old lightsaber. Oh no!
Harsh, that will miss. You see the droid just in time to evade the the attack.
And I think that is my turn.
All right. Ren, you are up.
Alrighty. Let's see. Can we do that? So, I must have missed this. What's the mark on this guy right here?
Oh, he's just prone. That was the first thing I could find.
Okay. Cool. If that's the case, I'm gonna aim for the far one over here. I will target lock on that guy. Use my tech points. And cool. I will also use my sharpshooter routine. Alrighty. Cool. And then Ranger's Quarry as well. Yeah.
Nice.
I have all
Gonna-
these modifiers, just have to stack them all up.
Gonna put some damage on him.
Yep. Trying. Okay, and then we will try and blast your carbine here. 15.
That just hits.
Whew.
Nice. Oh,
Glad I
aren't
had
you?
all the extra.
Are you a scout?
Yeah,
Oh,
they changed
yeah.
up the routine. So he took the sharpshooter one, which lets him add his ent, versus the one that gives you advantage on somebody that has a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. That's 10 total.
Nice. You blast into it. You see some sparks fly off of it. And it's definitely looking battered and damaged from the blow.
Alrighty, sweet. Yep, I'll just hold on back, knowing I can't really do too much up close with these guys. And, yeah.
So you see Ardo just kind of shake his head and says, "Oh, our master taught you better than that." He is going to run up on the droid. You see him ignite his twin purple blades. And he is going to slash at it. You will crit.
Oh my gosh.
Smack talk
Oh,
is valid.
It would have been
Making you
great
look
if you
bad.
nat one, but
So you see him just cleave right through the droid, and he says, "It's fortunate our master was not here to see that." And you see him walk a little bit further and yell to the Talandatil, uh, "If you want to leave here alive, fool, you will release the younglings. If not, my sabers have not had much fun lately." And you see his eyes just blazing as he kind of glares at the Talandatil. Oh, cool. The climb tail's up too. Sweet. So you see the big kind of rhinoceros-looking thing. It kind of sits up, and you see a small smile across its face as it looks at the Ardo and the rest of you guys. So the Phalan was right. He thought the Jedi would come. He didn't realize the Sith would come too, but it's more of the same. Uh, he looks over to the younglings and says, I've broken these ones. I'm pretty sure I could break you all as well. Uh, you all are weak without the Force. You generally will fall to my call as well. You see him kind of rear up and then hear and feel kind of a thrumming through the air. So you hear kind of like a rhythmic, just kind of beat, kind of coming, exuding from the Talanda Till, and you do feel at the same time just something kind of touching your mind, almost like you feel his presence, not through the force like you normally would, but almost instinctually. So everybody within 100 feet, which I think is pretty much everybody, give me a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
If this is 2 campaigns in a row that I fail to this thing. Wisdom save? Oh no. Oh no.
Two campaigns in a row.
Oh no.
So you see, actually, let me get the other guys in there too. And as he's doing this, you see like the younglings just closing their eyes, and for the first time, like they've not looked like kind of just zombified. You see them smiling and almost just like just almost kind of writhing, just kind of how much they're enjoying this. And let's see if the Sith does well. The Sith survives. You'll have something to say about that. Let's see if his apprentice does.
He's like, "Are you sure we had the same master?"
His
Man,
apprentice
oh my
does
gosh.
fail.
Well, I'm sure Uul can use that to throw back at him.
All right, so and he looks at you and the apprentice tool and says, "Kill these men." He points at the Sith duel. You don't like him anyway. Take care of him for me, and you can get more of the enlightenment from my call. You see the droids begin to kind of reactivate and start to get into a defensive posture. The one next to Noru stands up. You see it pulled out a little baton and tried to strike uh, the Jedi. It blatantly misses. And Noru just kind of evades quickly to the side, dodging the droid's attack. The one to the left that Ren shot is going to take a shot back at Ren.
Ew. Bring it.
Does
That'll hit.
so you see him pull out a slug pistol, it shoots you for 4. It kind of gives a little dent into the Mandalorian arm. Uh, and the
I'll
one,
get that out later.
and the one on the right is going to take a shot at the Sith. And just you see the Sith just kind of completely evaded without really paying too much attention. All right, the acolyte is up. You see the apprentice light his purple blade as well. He's locking eyes with Noru. You see him run up with his blade ignite, and it was going to take his swipe at you.
All right.
16. Does that? I think that hits you.
So
I
it
will
depends on how,
use.
depends on how you rule deflection.
Oh,
If
so you called Noru, but you ran at ping, so I didn't know which one you're going for.
Oh, sorry, I'm at ping.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah. So I will use a reaction and my I forget what it's called to raise my AC for the turn.
Oh, right, so
So it'll
force shield.
Yes, force shield turn.
Sweet, yeah. So you see it pop up. It just deflect the kind of the Totem's blade as he runs forward. And perfect timing too. You're up, ping.
So since I've run some campaigns with you before, Ping is going to just shout at the top of his lungs, "Enough!" And I will use Galvanizing Presence.
Nice. What does that do?
So as a bonus action, I let out a rallying war cry. I can end either a frightened or charmed condition on a number of allies equal to my charisma. So
Nice.
that'll be the apprentice and Uul.
Perfect. The call goes out. You see the apprentice kind of blink his large Atolan eyes, looking confused for a bit. But then you see him lower his saber and kind of give you some space. And Ul as well will come back to himself.
Darn.
What kind of feat is that?
A really good one. Um, so then I'm going to run back this way a little bit after that guy. I still don't trust that guy. Let me get a little space. And then I think I'm close enough. Yeah. I'm going to twin it again. So on this guy to my left and this guy to my right, I'll do force shunt. So I'll try to bring him back to the ground. And 2 damage again. And nice. Oh, they both save. Oh, tough. All right, that's my turn.
Yes, you see the force pushing on the droid's limbs, but they're able to keep themselves up, right? All right. Noro, you're up.
How damaged is the droid next to me?
So you took a decent chunk, and then with Pink's thing, so it's definitely battered. Still a little bit of life left to it, but it's definitely showed some wear and tear.
Is it bloodied or not quite
Yeah,
yet?
so yeah, bloodied. But with being a droid.
Okay, okay. Um, see, what I want to do, my big boy plan is I want to wrap up whatever I got over here with the droid, so that I can go after the um the Haldic
Mhm.
Haldic, and get the weird lizard thing, because that would help. Uh, am I able to see it, or is it something that's like hidden?
Oh no, you see it kind of crawling around Autumn. You see it is attached to him by a leash, but it is just kind of on top of him, just kind of wandering around the top of his back.
Okay. Um. All right. Okay. I'm going. The podium next to me, would that act as cover, or is that not cover?
Oh, so no, that's just so you see that looks like kind of a release to get upstairs. So it looks like a little kind of an
Oh, like
elevator.
an elevator.
Yeah.
So that would be like a full wall.
Oh no, so it's just like a little hover pod. So it'll
Oh,
take you upstairs. You
so
see a little hole at the
it's
top
a
of the thing.
platform. So
Yeah,
it's a
so it's
platform
no
into.
cover at all for that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, I'm just gonna do another attack against this droid with my dagger.
All right. Nice. That'll hit.
Is that enough to kill it?
Uh, Unfortunately, just not. So very close though.
Eh?
Uh, just one more on that. He had 7 HP left. You can see it's barely holding itself up. Sparks are kind of going off of it all in every direction, but it does cling to life.
This is why no, I don't need anything from the market. No, I'm just gonna keep using my bloody vibro dagger.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, I didn't use the stim pack, and 3 people have saved with a 16.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
That's been
Okay.
bad luck. They've got +0 to strength. They've
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, yeah, strength, that's a weakness. We'll get him with this."
I just realized that I rolled double ones on my damage too.
That's rough.
So
Do
okay,
you do you have 2 vibro daggers?
I only have the one.
Oh,
Okay, well, that was fun.
that's it. I would definitely pick up another vibro dagger. At least you can do some 2 weapon fighting with it. Yeah. Ooh,
Like
you
3
are
die.
up. And you're back to your senses. You gotta feel yourself return.
Alrighty. So staring over at Ardo with just a look of almost not appreciation, but just excitement to go after him, and then shakes out of this charm and shoulders relax a tad bit in the direction of Ardo, and then turns towards the Talandatil and is going to just plant one of his heavy feet and then run forward and is going to just slash out towards the
Yeah.
Talandatil.
And as you kind of get closer to it, probably about 10 feet out, you feel a little weird. You're able to get to him. It doesn't
Okay.
stop you, or you may stop if you don't want to. But you do feel kind of your familiar presence of the Force. It is gone. You feel the connection just cease to exist as you get in within the being's bubble. Your ally is no longer with you.
Okay. Um. yeah, I'm still gonna rush in, and so I need to take care of that. Do I get? I'll ask this after I attack.
All right.
Oh, come on.
Does that hit? That just hits.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
No force empowered strikes, I would assume. So 12.
Solid damage roll on that. Or pretty good.
And do I get any sense that does maybe my strike cause any flicker? Do I feel like that suppression is coming directly from him, from it?
Give me an insight check.
No clue.
It's kind of without the familiar presence of the force, you can definitely know it's something around him that's causing it, but you're not sure if it's him or whatever is actually bringing that effect to bear.
I can have different stances on, right?
Oh yeah, so you can still
Okay.
your lightsaber stances will still work for you.
Can I add it? So I have way of a Salamiri up. Is that's technically or that's a stance? I can do a form though, right?
Oh yeah,
On
you can
top
still
of
do
it?
your forms.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then I will, yeah, sorry, which one? Probably check attack roll. Okay, I'm gonna throw one on. I'll look that over. Other than that, that will be my turn. Probably. I'll do the Xian Jim so that before the end of my next turn, I can add half my wisdom or charisma. So basically just +1 to one ability check or attack roll, making strength.
Nice. All right.
I
Ren,
will
you're up.
yell out also. I will also yell out that I can't feel the force, something like that.
Okay. I am going to blast again. Let me make sure here for a sec. Okay. Yeah. I will blast. That same guy.
All right. That'll hit.
Woo!
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. How do you take him down?
Yeah. Just a quick shot to the dome, and I'm going. She, ran sort of no nonsense when it comes to putting stuff down. Still some of that Mandalorian left in her, and she's going to move up a little bit to try and get a better sight on this guy. Actually, I'll use my bonus action also to move my my target lock. 1 second here.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to move my target lock actually to
Oh, the big
the
guy.
big guy here. Yeah. And that is all for me.
Sweet. So you see Ardo. Initially, when you'd gotten mind control nearing, and not even in the midst of a battle, you see him laughing and say, "This is not a good day for you all. Master would be disappointed falling to the prey to a cousin of a hut. Uh, it will be. He will definitely delight to hear this story." You see him. Whoops! Actually, he's going to take this guy before he goes. You see him twirling his double blades. You see he's still not taking this completely serious. He's gonna slash once with his main saber, and then he's gonna brick there as well. Well,
Because he doesn't have the force anymore. He got cocky.
you see him get a little. You see him actually focus it a little bit. It's like, it's a little rusty, guy. Slash back at the thing. uh, Kind of cut into the droid, and he slashes with his offhand and misses the droid again. So you see he's just kind of fighting the effects of not having the force. You see him just kind of sloppier, slower than you've seen him before. And he goes, "What is this? What is going on?" All right. Holdick is up. So you see the thing kind of rear back on its hind legs, and you see it kind of rush forward, and it is going to do a stomp and a gore on poor Ool. So you see it stomp its feet at the Athorian, but luckily, Ool, even without the power of the Force, is too quick for it. But you see it kind of lower its horn and try to gore you. And once again, Ool is too fast for the Tithlandatil.
Ren's sweating bullets over here, but it's fine.
So the two that are droids that are still standing are going to make an attack. One at Nora with the stock strike. That whiffs it as well. And the other at Ardo. And that whiffs as well too.
Nice.
Uh,
Woo!
all right, the Sith is up. You see his apprentice kind of shake himself up and get him back into gear. He is going to run forward and assist Noru. You see him grab his kind of twirl a saber and then make a quick strike towards the droid. That will hit. You see him just kind of slice the droid in half.
Woo!
All right, Bang, you're up.
All right. So I think I know what's going to happen, but Ping doesn't. So I am going to twin feedback. So
Alright.
I'll do it on the droid down here, and then the Tithlandatil.
Okay.
So burst of psychic energy. They take 1 damage and have disadvantage on the next attack. If they fail their save, and I think that save is intelligence. Yep, you have to succeed on an intelligence save.
So the droid fails as you reach out and try to kind of grasp the Tithlandatil's mind. Something just blocks you. You reach out, and you can't even feel Ool or the Sith near him. You just kind of feel like a blank spot in the forest, like something just kind of erased everything in the area.
Yeah, so Ping like has his hand out like manipulating the force, and he just kind of goes blank, like he's never experienced that, and he just keeps his hand there, just like total confusion.
And then Noro, you're up.
Okay, so I'm gonna start by moving out by Ren. So Ren, I'm gonna move up next to you.
Woo!
I'm going to. I mean, I don't know if I have to like yell, but I'm basically going to let Ren know, hey, something's up with this Tithlandatil. Was it a Tithlandatil or?
That's what Haldick is, the big rhino guy.
Yeah, Heldick. The Heldick. There's something up with him, and I'm going to try to. Would I be able to use my action to point out the lizard that I saw?
Oh, you wouldn't have to use your action. You can
Okay.
just kind of yell that out.
Yeah, I'm going to basically say, hey, that is, I think that's what's causing so much problems with the guys over there, and if you take that out, it'll make things a little easier.
Okay.
And then I don't know. I really don't know what I can't do anything from like this far away. So
Even with your pistol?
no, because my pistols I'd have disadvantage. I only have
Yeah.
30 feet range.
Better than
I
not
mean,
you might
shooting at
just-
all.
I was gonna say, yeah, you might
Yeah.
just try anyways.
I
How
mean,
far are you from the droid? The droid is still standing.
well, the droid. No, oh yeah, I could take a shot at the droid. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'll take a shot at the droid with the holdout.
All right. That'll hit.
Nice.
Nice.
There you go, man.
How do you take him down?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna just straight shot to the the chest and topples over.
You blow a hole through the chest and it just kind of crumples to the ground. All right. Ool, you are up.
All right, keep doing what I'm doing. Take an attack, and I am in Shin Jim So I add 1 to my attack roll.
All right.
So 1 to this. 19 total to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. 13 damage.
Nice. Yeah, you cut deeply into its skin. It's got a pretty thick hide, but you do see a little fear in its face now that all of its droids are dead.
And I will bonus action. Let's go Makashi this time. Resistance against melee attacks. Or no, sorry, not Makashi.
Throws you. Yep.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yep.
Perfect. So you see the thing glaring at you, and then Ren, you are up.
Okay, so how hard does it look if I wanted to try and blast that lizard?
It's definitely got some cover from it, but you see the lizard doesn't look to be too fast or overly armored. So if you could kind of shoot around the land of Till, it may not be too hard to hit it.
Okay, 1 second. Oh. Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to do Sharpshooter Style. It's like one of 3 things that says Sharpshooter on it, but it ignores 1/4 and half cover against targets 30 feet or greater from me.
Sweet, that'll work.
Yeah, and then I'm going to also, just for good measure, I'm going to use a superiority dice for precision attack.
Going all out.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm not gonna roll great, but we're gonna try what we can try
A little
here.
more of that reverse psychology.
Well, let's see. And I'm gonna try and blast it.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's a nice 30.
You precision shot that thing.
That poor little
And,
lizard.
I know. R.I.P. Okay, and we're going to.
Buddy.
All right, you blast into it. You just precision shot and just blast it right off the Talandatil and fry the beast. And as he does so, Wool, you are able to kind of feel the force come flooding back into you.
Like hitting the side of a barn. And that's all for me.
A nice shot. So you blast that thing. You see even the Sith kind of shakes himself off and comes back to himself, and he yells, "You will pay for that!" And he rushes forward and just kind of lets loose with his sabers against the Talanda Till, uh, bashing into it a decent bit there. So you see him kind of chopping into the beast. The Talanda Till is now looking bloodied and scared. And on its turn, let's see how this will go. Didn't get that back. You see, he is going to. He's going to take an attack of opportunity from both Ool and the Sith. So you guys can give me an attack. You see he's looking scared now, especially now that he doesn't have his thing. So he is going to try to start running.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Let me pull the Sith up. Uh, so both you guys try to slash at it, but aren't able to get pierced into Lanatill's hide as it runs. And then you start to see the large being tapping on the data pad.
uh-oh.
They're
One
dead.
stop that.
The Alkalite is up. And he's going to try to just slash into it, hopefully keep the beast there. He will hit. So you see him kind of flourish his blade, and then kind of stab into the thing. Kind of get another little blow off of on it. And Ping, you are up.
All right. Why not? I'm gonna try to give Ool a little bit of help, make him look good in front of this guy. And I'm gonna try a force shunt. I don't see this being successful. Let's give it a shot. So saving throw 16 or fall prone.
All right, let's see how the Talandatil does. Oh, he's got a.
Oh, yeah, that didn't work.
So he's panicked, running in fear, but he's still he's a pretty hefty guy and is able to keep himself standing.
All right, so that will be Ping's turn.
All right, Noro, you're up.
Okay, so he's currently working on the he's messing with the terminal next to the thing.
Oh, did someone drop?
Did we lose Tegan? He's headless.
We did. Oh no.
Yeah,
He's
we did.
headless.
Is he
No.
off the
He's off Discord.
Discord? Yeah.
He's still on Zoom though, so looks like he's doing something.
He's back with a head.
All right, computer froze on me. What'd you guys say?
Well, you went headless for a minute, and it was like, oh no.
Noru was asking what the what big guy was up to right now.
He's messing with the terminal that's to the bottom of him, right?
He is. So he's kind of touched on the terminal and is on the kind of the elevator pad.
And it hasn't the pad hasn't actually started to descend yet. It's only started to
So you kind of hear it whirring, but it hasn't started to lift him up yet.
okay.
Someone just slice him.
Part of me says to just blast the terminal.
Yeah,
I
could
mean,
do that.
you guys have a problem if I just blow a hole in one of our possible only escapes? Or would you guys want me to... Nah?
We didn't come in that way.
No,
We don't have to leave that way.
I can
I'd
shoot
say
it.
just like either shoot it or like slice it, whatever. Just
Yeah, I'll
get
shoot
him.
it. I will shoot the terminal. It's 10 feet in front of me.
It's a terminal, so luckily a 10 will hit.
That's fair. It is stationary and right there.
I can snipe a droid from 30 feet away. I can't hit a freaking pole.
Go full stormtrooper.
Reminds me of my favorite scene in any movie. I'm going to backstab the book. You can just backstab it for free. You don't need to roll. But I want to backstab it. It has a spine. Now,
So you blast through it. You see it kind of sparks. You see the terminal kind of or the platform thrown back down to the ground. All right. Ooh, you're up.
All right. Yeah, I'm rushing back over to this guy, and especially now that the force has come back to me, going to first bonus action since it dropped. I will go into DMSO again to get an extra 1 point of bonus. Might as well take an attack. Oh my goodness! 12.
That is rough. Yeah, so once again, you're not able to quite pierce the thing's hide.
That's
Alright,
it. That's my turn.
Ren, you're up.
How is he like looking so far?
He's looking pretty messed up. So not like he's on death's door, but he's hurt. He's definitely past bloodied.
Oh. Okay. Man. I'm trying to figure out whether to use tranquilizer or not, which is why I was like,
How much is tranquilizer?
it's 5d8.
I would imagine.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
It's 40 health at the highest. It's not bad.
eh. Okay. I guess, man. Okay, I'll try it. Just to try something new every day. We're gonna we're gonna try and trank this guy.
So you'll need a good roll.
Oh, ignore the 7. Oh my god.
A decent roll, but unfortunately,
Ah.
not strong enough. You see it kind of sway on its feet, but it is able to keep itself standing.
I got 3
3
eighths.
Oh, 2 1s, man. That's rough.
I know. Hey, I got above average, but that's too bad. Okay, and then in that case, I'm just going to use Sharpshooter Style on him. So specifically, I'm looking at the. I'm gonna back up and then use it so I can get its full effects here.
Nice.
And yeah, so if he does end up moving out of there, I'm gonna blast him with an opportunity attack.
Perfect.
And,
As you line up your shot, the Sith is going to come marching back. And you see him ignite both, or kind of flourish both of his blades, and he is going to make his attacks. So the offhand misses, but he connects with the 2 main hands. Do you see the thing's pretty messed up? It's bleeding, got burns across its body, but it is still holding on. As it's turned, you see as he looks towards the ruined control box, it sees he's surrounded by force users. He throws up his hands. Says, all right, I surrender. I surrender. Oh, I don't want to fight no more. You see the Alkalite looks towards his master for direction, but holds his blade currently. Ping, what are you doing?
I'm gonna kind of move to block the door. I'm gonna let Ool decide what we do here.
All right,
Actually, can I hold an action?
you can.
If Ool goes to strike him, I'll try to do force shunt again.
All right.
Probably won't work, but maybe one of these times.
Nora, anything you want to do?
I mean, I would ask him to deactivate the the force cages on the Padawans, but maybe I could. Does it look like there's a? It looks like there's a protective force field around them. Is that
Definitely. So you
what they
see an
have?
energy field with a couple junctions around them, and then you see a control panel next to one of the edges of the field.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to break into that. Um, I'm gonna ask him to kindly deactivate the force field.
You see him nod. Ooh, anything you want to do?
Sorry, I think I missed. What happened to the Talanda Till specifically?
He surrendered.
He
Okay,
surrendered.
okay.
So he's getting beat down and was near death. Decided to call it in.
Yeah, I'll just hold my saber out towards him, maybe up kind of near his horn, threateningly, and yeah, just say, release the captives.
Perfect. Then Ren, anything you want to do, or are you good?
No, just readying a shot if he seems like outwardly aggressive or whatever. Well,
Uh,
Ping just starts chuckling because he knows what's coming next.
If I actually will. Oh, I don't think I have it. I don't. Why don't I have push or pull? Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Ping finally called it. You see the Sith after the big surrenders. It says, "You fool! Why would you think I would accept your surrender? You've tortured these beings, these Force users, your superiors." And you see him stab down with both of his swords, and they will both hit. So you see him just cleave through the Talana Till, kind of just crossing through it, uh, cutting the being's head off. You see him smile and says, "Well, that was cathartic. What do you guys? I'm sure you can hack. Open that door and we'll call it a day." Take us out of initiative order too.
Nudges the only person who
Does it though?
understands technology.
Ren says, "Oh, yeah, that's me."
He says, "Worst comes to worst, good saber usually opens most things."
Okay,
With
we'll
that guy's chest cavity.
we will try and slice here. Oh, lovely.
So you're able to open it. It does take you some time, and uh, you do feel like you kind of something may have triggered as you turn down the force
Yeah, that seems
fields.
about right.
You don't see any alarms blaring, but you do think you know you could tell you're a little sloppier than necessary. But the force field does fall. Uh,
I'll say to everyone, watch out. It looks like there might have been something that triggered when I dropped the field here. I'll leave out the part about me doing it sloppily.
So as the field comes down, you see the younglings and the Padawan. They look distraught. They look like the favorite thing in the world was just taken away. And the
Yeah.
one that you saw fight in the arena, he just kind of like, almost manically shouts, Why did you guys do that? He's the only thing that can make us happy. Why would you do that?"
I
You're
shrug.
not you when you're hungry.
Here, have a Snickers. And Ren pulls out a Snickers bar for you. Uh, does someone else want to take this, or am I explaining to these formerly doped up children?
So Ping will walk up and he'll just kind of just calmly say, "Calm your mind. Remember your training. We have things to do and we don't have time for this."
All right, give me a persuasion roll.
All right. Um. Oh.
Let's go.
Oh,
Man.
+9. Oh no.
Ooh, that is rough. So you see, they listen to you for a second, but the one that fought earlier says, "You are liars. We were happy before. Uh, held it, made us happy. And you gutted him. You let that Sith gut him." You see the younglings are getting agitated, and the Padawan he just looks super angry. And you see him kind of like, oh, actually, you see he looks like he wants to do something, but it's not until he is able to get a little bit further, and he runs up and grabs the droid's blaster and levels it at Ool and the Sith. You see him kind of looking between the two. And he goes, "One of you better fix this. You guys got to fix this now."
Can-
How are we gonna unkill him?
yeah, we can take
Uh,
some blaster bolts from a kid.
can Ping take another action?
You can.
I'm just gonna cast Malazi on this guy.
Alright.
I could cast disarm. I mean, he's a child, so he's probably not that strong.
I'll just keep tranking people. I don't care.
We're gonna run out of tech points, guys.
I know.
What
Oh
is
my
up with this
gosh.
guy?
So you see the Padawan, especially he just kind of calling on the dark side of the Force, and is able to just keep himself up, which is kind of pure anger, and despair after seeing the Talanda Till go down.
Ping just goes, I give up. Ardo, you deal with this one.
Anyone else got any bright ideas before I try and trank this fool?
I
I'm just
disarm
trying to
him.
drink him.
Yeah,
I can try
I'll
to
just kind of motion to
He doesn't get a save against mine.
motion to the Sith and just look at the Padawan youngling, whoever it is, and just say, listen again to what we're offering you. Calm yourself, and we will get you out of here into a better place. You don't want to get on the bad side of our friend here.
All right, give me another persuasion check.
Nice.
All right, so you see him calm. He still kind of holds the blaster up. He's still looking pretty. He looks like he doesn't look like he's gonna shoot right now, but he does look like he's on edge, like he's looking for a reason. And he goes, uh, "What's gonna happen? What are you guys gonna do?"
We're here to rescue you.
Uh, you see, it's a, we don't want to be rescued. We want him back.
So Ping has already done enough damage. I'm gonna step back out of this one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Red's
disarm.
already holstered and everything, just hanging back.
Is there anything we can sense that says like there's something going on, or like can we see anything within the? Oh wait, you know what?
They're just like dwarfed up.
When we saw them earlier, didn't somebody notice a device on the captives?
Yeah, they all do have shock collars on them.
I don't want to get that close to. Which I think is a fair assessment.
Yeah, I don't know if it's.
Is it like triggered with like a switch or something, like a button? Like, would we have to have the
Yeah, it's probably pretty similar to the ones you guys used on the Twi'lek. So it wouldn't need a button, or if you're able to get it close enough to kind of do a tech check or slice into it, you could probably get the frequency and use it as well.
I wouldn't make an assumption that the collars are what's related to their attitude, though.
You see the Sith Ardo is just he's getting he's just we don't have Griffin time for this. And he dashes forward and is going to try to see if he can knock the guy out.
Yeah, that's about what I expected to happen, if I'm being honest here.
So you see, he kind of rushes forward and just bashes the thing with the back end of his saber, and knocks the kid out. And he yells, "What do you guys carry him and get the rest? Let's go."
I'm sure the other ones are gonna love it.
So Ping will just
Kidnapping
turn to the other four and be
children.
like, yeah. So he just turns around and like, yep, you guys ready?
Alright, so the rest of the children, after seeing the one guy go down, they're a little bit more docile, and they do follow along behind you.
Who wants to carry this kid?
Not
I
particularly strong,
am
I'll be
not
honest.
comfortable holding a small child, so
Ul will throw him over his shoulder.
Perfect. So you guys, once you get the Jedi in line, oh, and also, as you does anybody go over and buy the four?
did anybody go? What?
Yeah,
Uh,
Bren
kind
would
of it.
probably
Ping
go
would be
over.
relatively close because he was talking to him, so maybe like
Okay,
here.
perfect. Jesse, you don't feel it, but the thing that surprises you is you can't feel any of the kids, even though they're right next to you. You could still sense the force from where you're standing, but you do see that it looks like there's just kind of something is interfering with your being able to feel the kids. You do see
Wow.
kind of a little a cage or kind of a little wall safe right next to in the middle of the two kids in the back.
Could
Yeah,
I
Ping
get
would
my?
be too curious. He'd have to go check it out.
Would I be able to try to start finicking with their restraints? Would I be able to try to do that with my security kit, or would that be something else?
Oh no, you can definitely use a security kit if you want to try to take those off. Sweet. So are you gonna take the time to do it for all of them, or just
Do you
any one of
guys want me to just like do them all, or do you want us to just go?
I mean, probably helpful that they're removed.
Yeah, so I'll do it for
Yeah.
all.
Perfect. So it takes about a minute for you to get all the different ones off as you kind of work your security kit to quickly unlatch their security collars. And then Ping, what are you thinking of doing?
So he's just gonna go up and take a look. He's just too curious, so he's gonna wander up and see if he can figure out what this is.
Perfect. So you see, give me an investigation check. So you see pretty much just kind of this wall, like a little box on the wall. There's little small holes in it, but you can't make out what's inside of it. But you do see a little bit of kind of dirt on the inside, as well as a few leaves as you look in.
Okay. Yeah, so I assume I lose connection with the force as I walk up to it.
You do. So yeah, you completely lose any connection to the force as you get closer.
It's a secret passage.
Yeah. So that would actually, maybe this is the first time you've ever seen Ping startled. That would really bother him. He would step back out of the range and just tell people that there might be another one of those little critters in there.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well,
It's okay,
do
we
you
got
want
the
me
sharpshooter over here.
yeah, you want me to go and squish it for you? I don't, you know.
Ping's like, I just need to be away from that thing. Let's get out of here.
It won't so much affect me, you know. I'll go and check it out at least.
So it's a box, or it's like implanted into the wall.
So you see it's kind of a little has a little outcropping with the box, but you do see, or Ping at least was able to see with the seven, that it leads to kind of has a little area behind it as well. So it's like a little kind of wall outcropping that leads to another
Okay.
area.
Yeah, so it's
Ah,
okay. Yeah. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, it may be worthwhile taking one of these things, and then I was like, oh yeah, well, never mind.
To be your own little handicap to carry around.
Alright, so let's do this hard mode.
Dude,
No force
Ren
value.
would be fine. Barely noticed a change, like walking forward, you know.
Perfect.
Basically a rogue, right?
Hmm?
All right,
Okay.
so you guys
Let's
are
get it.
able to grab the kids and corral them through. You do see as you kind of approach. You haven't seen any of the exchange guards rally yet, but the quarters do seem to be kind of eerily quiet as you approach through. The Sith seems to be oblivious, just kind of walking forward directly.
I warned
Saber
people.
still up. You do see actually Norwell, you'd be the first to notice this as you guys approach through the corridors. You do see some blaster scoring, as well as a bit of blood. Looks like it was kind of quickly, kind of hastily cleaned up. But you do see some kind of signs of fight and struggle that you didn't notice as you're kind of backtracking your way through the corridors.
Do I have any way of knowing how old it is?
All right, give me an investigation check if you like.
I do not know how old it is.
So the blood you can't tell. The blaster scoring, you kind of touch it. It still feels a little warm, but you can't tell how long ago it occurred. Definitely probably the last couple minutes. But outside of that, you're not too sure.
Hmm. Terrible.
All right. It says you guys get out of the rest of the exchange compound, getting closer to the spot you met in. Still haven't seen much resistance. And you see the Sith kind of turn and look back with you guys with a smile and say, "So where from here, friends?"
Great question.
That is the big one. Where are we going to take these young addicts?
Did we have like we had a little bit of a like living quarters or something, didn't we?
I don't know if it would be
Are we?
particularly safe to bring them back.
Yeah, it might be compromised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time to get off the planet.
Hmm.
Out of the system, whichever's first.
Probably off planet would be first.
Well, yeah.
So he says, and it looks at you guys. Says, "Well, so let's say if I was amenable to letting you hold on to them, what is your plan? The order doesn't have many masters left. The knights are scattered. You have no bases. The temple on Coruscant lies empty. Where would you even bring these younglings if I let you take them?"
Well, we could flip that on them.
No, they know where they want to take them.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
you know
Um,
what? That's a good point.
Yeah, so I don't know if Ool had a suggestion. I'll let him chime in, I guess, as the resident Jedi.
Did we? I feel like we talked about this before. Actually, was there like somewhere that we thought about taking them?
We have a friend who might be able to
Oh,
help
that's
us
right.
out.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
Artie. No, is that somebody else?
Two.
A two. Yeah.
I mean, so Ping would have suggested then, and you guys would have known. Ping's opinion is these five should just stay with us. They should just come with us. But I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Until when? We just all get sidekicks.
Yeah, I mean, we train them.
I mean, adopting some
I
addicted
had to be trained. What the hell?
child addicted kids. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would probably just mention a two again. Say it's been a while that I've been connected with anybody that probably help out in the situation. So perhaps someone who's had a trip or two around the galaxy might be able to help us out getting in contact with Atu.
So then I would just tell the Ardo, I'd say, look, first we got to detox these kids. And I'll tell you what, if they want to go your direction, we'll send them your direction. Otherwise, we can hide them.
You see him shrug and say, personally, between you and me, I was just planning on killing you guys and taking the younglings afterwards. I made the mistake of calling my master. You see him kind of glare at Ool, still has a bit of a soft spot for you. It realizes you have no other options. So I'll let you take the younglings. You could bring them back to whatever hovel you're hiding out in. You will realize soon enough you are not up for the task, and then you will come back to our master. He will still welcome you with open arms. So we'll bid you adieu. You see him throw a comlink at your feet. That's programmed with my code. Uh, if you need, contact us and we'll lend you our resources when the inevitable happens and you fail these children.
Oh, thank you.
We may want to ask
Keep you in
them
mind.
if they know anything about all these people hunting us.
Oh, they did. Ul and Ping asked about that.
Oh, okay. You know what? Never mind. I was late. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, so Ping will pick up the comm link. Be like, well, I always appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, I'll.
I was gonna kill you all, but you're just, I just didn't feel like it today.
That's you see him look at old Voilex and leaves and says, well, I'll be seeing you around. And he takes his apprentice and stalks off the other direction.
Let's give him a nod and say, I look forward to it.
Is it more suspicious that he hasn't tried to kill us, or is it more suspicious that
I was fully expecting him to try to kill us. I'm actually worried now.
it's the deep fake?
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I think
He's
we
going in the long game.
provided some potentially interesting information that, yeah, maybe it is a long con, but
Perfect. So he stalks off, and you guys are still on Kessel, in the capital city, and you know that the exchange will probably be pissed. Well, what's your next step?
we need to get the hell out of here, I think.
Yeah, I'd
Time to
say we're
go.
probably scooching.
Mm-hmm.
So headed back to your ship, you are able to get a pretty clear path back to the ship. But once you arrive in the docking bay, you see both the Mandalorians as well as the failing that was running at Resin, kind of glaring at you as you come through the docking bay. Let me pull that map up. You see they've kind of surrounded the ship and are looking towards you guys. And you see the Phalanx speak and say, this is very unbecoming, Silver Nova. We had done business with you honorably. Why would you sneak behind our backs, kill our guards, and try to abscond with our prize?
And Ping would just shrug and say, meh, the Sith pay more.
I'm back to being me. Is anybody gonna be like, who is he?
I'm gonna use Force Whisper and just tell Ping, just tell him to contact our superiors.
So Ping just kind of shakes his head and goes, if you have a problem with it, just contact our superiors.
Get a hold of management, man. This is above our pay grade.
You see, he's like, you're a pirate, Captain. Who are your superiors? Whatever it may be.
Gold Nova.
Turn over the brats, lay down your weapons, and we may be able to look past this.
Yeah, so Ping just kind of looks around,
What if I just
He goes,
darkness on them and then we just run?
not a terrible idea.
They can't attack us if they don't know where we are.
Then just run away.
Just disappeared. So here, let me put the map up. It says you guys would be coming through the door up top, and you see them kind of surrounding the Crimson Ronto.
Oh wow. Deja vu. Like I've been
Yeah.
here before.
You see the two Mandalorians. One of them just says, uh, "Bunch of bathapoodle. You guys trying to steal us off from under us while we're enjoying the open bar? Or why would you pull something like that?"
So Ping would just say, Silver Nova doesn't have to answer to you.
We didn't try to do it, we are doing it.
It was successful.
Yeah, and I'll give him a
Whoa.
little salute. God.
Some noise.
Excuse me, guys. I
I'll
turned
give
on
him
my
Size and stuff.
gigantism.
I'll give the Mandos a little salute from within my own turncoat Mando armor.
So you see, he kind of you see if the exchange boss flick his gun up, look to the Mandos behind him, and say, "If you kill these ones, bring me their heads. I'll give the kids to you half price." And you, everybody, roll me initiative.
Yeah, that's more like my initiative.
Not the best numbers all around.
Oh, did not happen.
You haven't seen my roll yet. I'm gonna roll a 1.
Just gonna put myself back in it so I'll
You
change
see
it.
that? Reverse psychology, so that I don't roll a 1. Work. For some reason, it still didn't bug me though. Okay.
All right, is everybody on there? So you see them kind of tighten the grips around the guns. Oh, what'd you roll, Nero?
I rolled a 23 on my initiative.
23. All right.
23.18.
You see the Failing kind of just looking pretty perturbed, but Noro, you're able to beat them to the draw.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah, how big is darkness? That's our ship, yeah?
That's your ship, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My thought was that we just go to the ship.
15-foot radius sphere, so
That's
would
pretty
that be draw shape?
honestly, we could just
I mean,
go.
Really slow.
I mean, I could just do what is it? Phase. Well, I don't think I actually have phase walk anymore, but I can run.
Actually, I
could
forgot to
just
put them
run.
on the board, but don't forget you guys have the Jedi Younglings with you too.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, forgot. So we start blasting, or is that what y'all are thinking?
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
like I said, my first thought is just to like book it.
How do you guys want to do that?
I mean,
Go for it.
Yeah.
We're in combat.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. I will take a shot at the guy here, and I will run towards the ship. Yeah.
Because if we just either A, get everyone in the ship and use it as a cover, or use the weapons on the ship, or even better, just go.
Are the kids in the initiative order, or are they outside of the initiative order?
I'm just gonna have them go on initiative 20.
Okay. Would it be possible for me to take one of the kids and like just like come on kid, I'm gonna drag you like a mom through a shopping mart and just like rip him as I pull through the chaos
You
and
could
just
definitely
run.
grapple them up with an unresisted grapple, but it would cut your speed in half.
If I dash, would I get double that?
No, so yeah, double. So it'd be kind of your normal speed then.
Okay. I successfully abduct one child.
Alright, so I'll give you the Rhodian. Where are you moving to?
I'm just going to just get to the ship.
Perfect. So you get kind of right to the ship. You're able to get right to where the landing ramp is. But it is still the ramp is currently up.
Would I be able to do anything to?
And we don't have
down?
keys or anything.
It's like, dang, we should have thought this through.
You definitely there is a kind of little code cylinder there, but it would take at least your action to get it open.
Who has the keys?
I would have the keys. I double click unlock on the little fob.
If we
Come
want to
on.
get accurate here, our boarding ramp is right there.
Was that the boarding ramp?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sweet. So you pretty much are able to get. I think your speed would have got you about there, so pretty much right next to the ramp.
I'm gonna have the kid
Alright.
in front of me, so that way the thing actually. That way he doesn't get shot behind me, and that would be sad. Come on, kid! Ah, damn it.
All right. The other kids are up. They just look fairly confused, like they're looking around for the direction. But currently they're just they're holding off right now. They're gonna hold a dash action. All right. The thug is up. He's gonna take a. You see him pull out his blaster. He's gonna take a shot at Rin. And he will hit. So you see him kind of pull the blaster off, take a quick shot at the Mandalorian. He's gonna pull it down. See it kind of most of it splash right off that Mandalorian armor.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm still holding strong here.
All right. The other exchange guy's up. You see him kind of look and shake his head at his friend. Pull his blaster pistol out. You see he's gonna take two shots at. He's gonna take them at Ull. The first one goes wide, but he's able to hit on the second one for 6 energy damage.
I will reaction saber reflect that. Almost.
Nice.
The three is ignore that. But yeah, so almost.
Sweet. So you get most of that damage away from you. It's always a small bolt squeaks through. You see the Mandalorian is up. The one that's kind of leading their delegation. He's got twin blaster pistols on him. You see him locking eyes with Ren. And he goes, uh, "Never thought I'd see a traitor here. I don't know your clan, but this is where you're gonna end your story at." He takes a shot with both pistols. One will hit. Then you see him lean forward a little bit. You see a rocket from his jetpack. He shoots that out towards you. So
Yeah.
give me a DC. So yeah, the rocket itself misses you, fortunately, but give me a DC 13 Dex throw to
Okay.
see if the explosion does too.
Also with the blaster pistol, after I do the Dex throw, I'm gonna return fire him.
All right,
My reaction here. So Dex.
sweet. So you only take 3 kinetic damage.
Sweet. 1, 2, 3. Going, and then I'm going to return fire at him with carbine. Give me a second to make sure I take some of my stuff off here because I don't get any of the extra fun stuff. And return fire, I use a D4.
Nice.
Hey. All right. And that's the damage roll if I hit.
Sweet.
And okay, so a 9 there.
So you blast a chunk off of his armor as you return fire.
That's awesome.
The other man goes up. He's going to take his shots at Ping. So you see this guy whips out his blaster carbine. It takes 2 shots at Ping. Or actually, his blaster pistol. First shot goes wide. Second shot goes even wider. And Ping is able to make it through unscathed.
Nice.
All right, Ren, you're up.
Okay, Ren will just say, come on, kiddos, we're going on a little bit of an adventure, and then we'll start running for the code panel or whatever to open up the door.
All right.
Okay.
Am I not actually on?
It'd be like over here.
Oh, so I'm underneath the ship.
Yeah, so you're just kind of
Yeah.
underneath the ship. Because it's probably about 10 feet high or so off the ground, so you're just underneath the platform.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll use my action to put in the code here. And 1 second while I'm looking. Okay. Yeah, so I'll use my action for that, and then I'll use a bonus action to Sharpshooter Style on this guy over here, just in case.
Sweet. So once you open the door, the younglings are all able to kind of execute their dash action and make it onto the ship.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm still standing outside because I do not have enough movement to go in yet. So I'll hang out here, and once I input the code, I'll just sort of give a big wave and say, "Come on over, guys."
All right, Wool, you are up.
All right. I will. Is this guy like like senior member of this group?
Yeah, so he's actually the exchange boss that was running the
Okay.
the auction.
This guy over here. Anybody special?
No, those two on that side just like to be exchange thugs.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I'll just kind of turn to Ping and say, let's get to that ship. But I'm gonna run over to here and yeah, get out some frustrations from earlier. And I'm gonna take a bonus action first. I will actually I'll do Sorosu and then attack my saber. Oh, come on.
Just the dice are not with you today.
Yeah,
You get
it's not
close to
looking good.
slashing him, but he just kind of jumps back at the nick of time.
And that's my turn. Oh man, why didn't I? Okay.
You see, he didn't expect. He says, "You're Griffin Jedi too? No honor among people today. No honor." Uh, and you see him. What is he gonna do? He's gonna grab his blade. You see him kind of wrestle his arm and then kind of lash out at you, and you see a blade emerge. And he is gonna miss. It hit on the second hit for just 4 kinetic damage. So you see him just kind of lightly stab into you.
Alright, with Sorosu, I do cut that in half.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, Ping, you're up.
Yeah, so Ping is going to kind of start heading forward here towards the entrance. And then as I'm going, I will feedback the 2 in front there. So 1 on each side of me.
All right.
And so that's a DC 16 int save.
The Mando saves.
Oof.
And the exchange thing
Wow.
saves as
Okay.
well.
All right. Wow, that's my turn. Saves are not going my way this time around.
That's a rough luck on those ones. Noro, you're up.
So the ramp is down, right?
It is down now. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Would it take an action for me to, like, nudge the child in the direction of the ramp?
I think they're all
So the
go.
one that Noro had grappled is still with him. So you could definitely let go of him, and he goes right after you for his turn
Okay.
order.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Other than that, we're just trying to get out of here, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to fight, you can go to the what's it called, the weapons, and just start going for it. But Ren's just looking to like get the kids out so they don't get hurt or anything.
Yeah. I mean, would it be possible for me to try to get to the? I mean, the ship would have to be turned on and all that for right.
That's what Ren's probably gonna do on her turn.
Okay. Um. Are you guys doing okay? I mean, I might just Oh, Ool, you're trying to take on the Mandalorian leader, or
I just came over just to try and slash a little bit as I was heading towards the ship.
okay? So you're on your way. You just wanted to,
Potentially, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Mhm. I just didn't
I,
want Ren to be the only target. So
I'm
Thank you.
I'm going to jump into the ship and see if I can make my way to the weapons systems, and just sit down and prepare for the ship to get online.
Perfect. Yeah. So you are able to, with a dash, make it to one of the ships and turrets. All right. The thug is up. He is going to dash himself. So he is going to dash his way uh, onto the ship ramp behind you guys. The other guy
Sure,
is
trying
going
this whole
to take
line.
his shot at Ool. So you see him pull that heavy blaster pistol back out and just completely whiff his first shot. And the second shot connects for 6 damage again.
I'll saber reflect that.
All right. 5 damage again. So just a little bit bleeds through and kind of hits back on you.
Alright, you don't reduce 1 point to nothing, right?
Because oh, yeah, it's Erosian. So it'd still be 1 point,
Yep, okay.
unfortunately. Yeah. All right, so Taryn is up. You see him gesture to his Mando. Next to him, it looks like they're kind of communicating, but you can't hear what they're saying. He is going to jump back in his jetpack in the air and get about 20 feet up. And he is going to unleash on Ool. So you see him dual pistols out, shooting at you. And just completely with these bandos, they had a little bit too much to drink before the commotion came off. The shots are just going wide. And this guy is gonna go, and I think he can make it. He can. Perfect. So you see the other Mandalorian take a step back. You see him tapping into the data pad, and you see the door at the end of the docking bay slam shut. And Ren, you're up.
Okay, Ren is going to take a final look at the Mandos and say, in Mandoa, I am I am Ren of No Clan, and I say, eat Criff, and then I'll just run inside. And yeah, I'm going for the cockpit uh, to uh, start stuff up. Get things going.
Perfect. Yeah, you're able to make it to the cockpit and kind of get the engines booting, and you start to hear the systems whirring, the engines going, and everything kind of online and powered.
Alrighty, sweet.
All right. Ooh, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and return some, hopefully, at this guy.
Nice. There you go. That'll hit.
Alright, Berserker with this, and yeah, let's throw 2 force empowered strikes on it.
Nice.
24 total points of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, you cut into him deeply. You hear him kind of howl out in pain. He's not looking bloodied yet, but all that damage coming at once definitely shocked him a bit.
I'll strike out at him, and I'll throw up another Sarusu, go into Sarusu again, and just look at him and say, stand down, and you guys can walk away, and let us be on ours. And then that'll be my turn.
All right. Give me an intimidation check. Actually, I'll roll insight too, see how he feels. Fortunately, you see he kind of shakes a bit, but then he gets a hold of himself. And it's his turn too. He goes, "I am an exchange boss. I'm not gonna run from you. I'm gonna put your head on my wall. I like to tell everybody how I aced my own hammerhead." Uh, and he's gonna lash out twice with his hidden blade. Miss the first one and then crit on the second. So that is 4 plus the 3, 7. So 11 damage. Luckily, no sneak on that side. So just 11 kinetic damage
To me?
to you.
Okay, so half of that, 5
So that's
points.
5.
Okay.
All right, Ping, you're up.
Well, hesitant to do this just because the rolls have not been going my way.
Sorry, I want to cut in real quick, because I haven't yet. Can I, Makashi repost that?
Oh yeah,
Did
for
he,
sure.
did he, yeah, melee attack?
Yeah, it was a little knife attack at you.
Alright, Makashi reposts. Oh, deflect the damage, that's what I'm doing. Never mind, I thought it was like, oh, if I reduce it to 0,
You
I
can
get
hit
to,
him back.
that's what yeah, so the damage was, do I apply this before or after the reduction? So what's
I
my
think
damage that
before
I'm
the
going
reduction.
after?
So 11 to beat.
11? Okay, so 1d10 plus Dex and Guardian. My Dex is garbage. Yes!
Oh, nice.
All right, so now I get to the 4. I don't think, yeah, the 4 wouldn't have applied, but still. And then yeah, I just get to make a single melee attack. All right. Nope.
Unfortunately, you're able to block the strike, but you're not able to be quick enough to strike. Kind of hit him back for it.
Okay.
All right, bingo. What save are you thinking?
Well, I'm going to be a little bit more conservative this time around, since probably going to get found out because I've used too many force points. So this guy here, the boss, I'm going to just throw a feedback at him. Just tell him you can't comprehend the power that we wield. And then I'll just tell him, this is your last chance to let us go. So,
All right, he fails.
nice. So it's 2 damage, and then his next attack has disadvantage.
All right, you see him. He's looking a little pale, but his resolve still up. He yells, "We're gonna get you, freaks!" All right, Noro, you are up.
Oh, and I'm going to run up on the ship, sorry.
Would it
Oh,
be
no,
possible
go.
for me to hold my action until after Rin has... Is the ship systems back online, or...
Oh, definitely. So Ren was able to get the ship systems booted on his turn, so you do have power to your
Yeah.
guns.
Oh, I'm just shooting the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Blast him.
You the door is locked to just ahead of you guys. Oh,
I shoot the Mandalorian.
all right. So give me an attack roll. 1d20 plus 4.
Okay, 1d20 plus 4. Damn it.
So you got 2 strikes with it. So the first one goes wide. You do have a second with the quad lasers. That will hit. Don't have it in there. What are the quad lasers again? I think they're a D8. That'll be times by 10. Hold on, let me look up the quad lasers real quick. I need to just make a stat sheet for the ship.
Mandalorian.
If that
I'm gonna
Mando's
get
going to just
you
turn
free-
into a puff of smoke.
Yeah, just...
So quad laser cannon. Why is this not giving me their information? I'm pretty sure they're D8 for medium ship, but I'm looking that up
Yeah,
now.
mediums are D8s pretty much across the board.
All right, so roll me 1d8 plus 2, and then you get to times that by 10.
Yeah. Told you this was a good plan. Let's get it.
7.
All right, so that's 70 damage.
Whew.
You blast him. You knock him out of the sky. You see, it just kind of scorches armor, and he is out.
Yeah.
Noru is just like, oh, this reminds me of times.
All right, this guy is in the ship. He is going to take a shot at Ren as she's trying to pilot the ship. I think that will hit, just
Yeah.
hit. So you guys see him line up a shot and take a quick blast, strike you in the back.
I'm gonna use my reaction to say nerf herder and then continue trying to pilot, getting things ready.
The other exchange thug is going to see everybody else jump on the ship, is going to try to hold Ool up. So you see him get to the other side of Ool and drop his blaster. And you see him trying to shank uh, the Ithorian with his tech blade. See how that rolls. So both those will hit for 13 damage. Or unless, have you had your turn yet? I think you've had your turn. You can actually, no, you haven't had your turn, so you can't republish that.
Right,
But you
yeah.
do have your Sorosu.
So it actually does say the first time you take before the end of your next turn. So it seems that only applies once.
Oh, definitely.
So, and I think I've utilized that. I think.
Oh no, you deflected the shot, so it
Oh,
didn't
you're
get
right.
to
Yep. So one of these. So the 6. So give myself 3 back. And yeah, that's
Perfect. So Terran is dead. You see the other Mandalorian. He's continuing to work at the computer. And you start to hear kind of a noise. You got another door opening above you, or kind of things like coming outside of the ceiling above you. And Ren, you're up.
Okay. Well, so hold on. There's someone that I can that is behind me shooting at me currently, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna spin around in my captain's chair and just start blasting back
All right.
as I'm waiting for people to hop on and stuff. I'm going to use a bonus action to use my final final charges for target lock, bonk, and then try everything else on. Okay, and then I'm going to try and blast a carbine this fool.
All right. That will hit.
Woo! Let's go. There you go.
Perfect. How do you take him down?
Nice.
Yeah. Just a shot to the chest to send him tumbling back. I'll say, I'm trying to pilot here. Come on. And then get back to it.
You say it
Perfect.
with like the heaviest Italian. I'm flying here.
That's what Mandoa sounds like, actually.
how's this guy in front of me looking?
You hurt him with that one, but he's not bloodied. He's still got a decent bit left. He's still got a lot of fight in him.
All right, I'm just gonna turn to him and the other guy, and I'm gonna say, stand down, and I'm gonna disengage, and then run towards the ramp, and
Okay.
get onto the ship.
The wall's
I'm gonna be Noru. You're just right there outside of the ramp.
no, I'm
He's
in the gun.
turrets,
He's
yeah.
oh yeah, okay.
I could just vaporize him if you need me to.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
We're all on the ship, I think, at this point.
Yeah, because I disengaged, so that's my action. Yeah, I'm gonna get on the ship.
Perfect. So you see Kelza looking at the Mandalorian. If you see a small nod go back from the Mandalorian, he's like, well, we'll blow you out of the sky, or blow you out of the docking bay, we should say anyway. You shouldn't have messed with the exchange. Ping, you're up.
So
Move up here too.
King is gonna try one last little maneuver here. So he's going to target this Mandalorian down here.
Okay.
And I am going, man, I'm gonna regret this. I am going to try a Coerce Mind.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell him, deactivate the defenses and let us go.
Come on.
Right. That's a wisdom save. And he fails.
Yes, let's
so
go.
you hear him kind of mutter, I'll deactivate the defenses and let you go. Alright, Noro, you're up.
It would have been
We're
funny
so
if you
getting
did
hunted.
that. It would have been funny if you tried to do that, and then he's just like, "I'm at the door control." Okay. I am. Do I see like any? I'm just gonna stay alert to see if there's any if I see any defenses or reinforcements come in, I'm gonna hold my attacks until I see someone or something try to attack us or try to engage us.
Okay. On initiative 20, you do see some guns drop from the ceiling and begin targeting the ship. 3 of them.
Okay. Would I be able to? Are they like how big of if I shot them with the quad lasers, would it only be big enough to hit one of them, or could I like hit them together?
So they are spaced out pretty well. So you see that they're kind of at the 2 corners of the far end of the room and one near the.
Would I only be able to hit like one or two of them, or?
Just one with a shot.
Okay. I'm gonna aim at one, and I'm also going to yell out like, "Hey, we need shields." They're automatic defenses, and I'm gonna roll to attack one of them.
All right.
I'm gonna roll to attack again. I hate it.
That will be enough with the +4 to hit.
I hate it.
So you are
That's
able to
fine.
severely damage one of the blasters, but it looks like it's sparking, but still there.
I need help, guys.
Hopefully, one guy is supposed to deactivate defenses and stuff, so we should be fine.
Eventually, we'll be fine.
Yeah. So they take a shot.
Yeah.
2 of them hit. One of them crits, and the other misses. Let's see. So for the crit guy, oops. So 14 damage to the ship. Do you guys think have a HP of 30 on the ship?
Mhm.
For that guy. The other guy just does a D8, so 21 damage to the ship. So you start to see the ship rocking and sparking as the blaster cannons start wailing into it. That guy is dead. This guy is just like seeing all the turrets going and blaster flying around is just going to dash out of the room. He's getting the hell out of dodge. And then you do see the Mandalorian turn, just kind of eerily just typing into the computer screens, and you see the blasters go silent, and the door open ahead of you.
Let's go.
All right,
Right.
Ren, you're up.
Everyone's on, right?
Everybody's
Yep,
on.
should be.
Okay, I'm punching it.
Rubber, bro.
Yeah, so you are able to blast out of the exchange or the base in Kessel. Give me a piloting check too.
All right, let's hope I don't have the old the old piloting curse here. Oh, great.
So you do, as you're flying away, you're able to get to the atmosphere. You do see some cannons targeting you again. Let's see, and it completely whiffs it. Uh, and you are able to make it to
All skill.
space, and then the safety of hyperspace as well.
Wow.
All right, so that's where we'll wrap up today. You guys are able to make it to hyperspace. You've got the drug-addicted younglings and a Padawan with you.
Should have bought some
Uh,
spice back there.
Damn.
Kind of help wean them off to land until stuff and get them on some spice. But right now they're with you. You've got them. So next session, we kind of plotting what you want to do with them. But the nice thing is, you guys are able to make it to level 5 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
The hunted,
Oh yeah,
it's the levels, right? If I cast a level 2, that's 2 points.
yep. And you cast what 2 level 2s, I think.
Yeah, I twinned it at the beginning, so that was 2, 4, and then I cast it again, so 6, and I cast the Malazia, so 7, I think.
Oh, I forgot about the Malazia. All right. And
I,
Oldest
I
has
I have a question
Actually, I
about.
thought it'd be way worse. So
Are mine from the Force Empowered Strikes, Tegan?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because you did a level 1 or level 1 spell equivalent for the
Oh,
Force Empowered.
yep, got it. Okay.
Tegan, I have a question about, is it Miles? No, not milestone leveling. I remember there was a variant rule that came out only somewhat recently. I've seen us use it in another thing. It's the one where if you dual class into another class that has like double attack and you hit level 5.
Oh, yeah, I'm not running that one.
Okay. I just wanted to. Okay. Good it.
I thought you were talking about the other one. I forgot to post it in there. I am running the bonus proficiencies one though, so I'll put that in there. That just came out a little while ago. So if there is ever a proficiency that you wanted to kind of learn in the moment, you have a little story behind it, and you'll be able to pick it up.
Oh, okay. Is that equal to your proficiency bonus or?
Yep. So you guys would have 3 now.
Okay.
Nice, cool.
Yeah, nice.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, we'll pick
Alright.
up in 2 weeks. You guys actually can do some things in the downtime too. If there's any plotting you want to do, and then we'll pick up in 2 weeks.
Alrighty.
All
Awesome.
right. Good stuff. Good session.
Oh,
Had
one
fun.
thing
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably change with the hunted mechanic, though I forgot to mention this. So I am going to make it in-game days versus travel days that it goes away. Because the high thing with hyperspace is it takes a couple days to get anywhere, so you can pretty much wipe you clean. So anytime you get a long rest, you'll get it in there. But if you take like 4 days in hyperspace, it'll still just be that one kind of clearing of the points.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I'll put a thing in the Discord too with a write-up on it. But pretty much it'll just be for game days versus travel days.
If you guys want, we
Alrighty.
can discuss all of the plans and stuff in like general chat or something.
I've got some downtime stuff I want to do in terms of talking to, so we'll.
I
figure it
need to
all
get
out.
myself a weapon.
See if we can find one in space. So
You know, I was like, I'm gonna build my lightsaber and it's gonna be super fun. And now I'm like, I really just want a lightsaber.
Also, I'll give you guys, depending on where you guys want to go, a week of downtime too. So you have
Okay.
some time to do some
Okay.
other stuff as well.
Alright.
And
alrighty, good
flesh
deal.
it out.